Shoujo, the manga demographic known for romance, pining, longing, drama, sparkly bubbles, and most importantly boys. Lots and lots of boys. So many to choose from, and yet why so often do shoujo girls choose the wrong boy? This coming fall, we have a record-breaking 4 shoujo romance anime adaptations on the way, so to build a little excitement way too early, we're gonna take a stroll down memory lane and revisit 15 shoujo manga and anime, and the piss-poor decisions made by their heroines. Or that we think they'll make. Some of these aren't finished, but we have eyes and brains, and recurring trends across history. Is he the first one introduced? It's probably him. Is he in the title? It's probably him. I can go on. All presented by the literal last person you want to hear shoujo opinions from. A man! Trigger warnings for hot takes and unpopular opinions. I might be feeling a little more unhinged than usual. Spoilers, of course, for every series mentioned. We, of course, can't talk about the unchosen without talking about the chosen. It's the entire point. But there will be times in the description to jump around in case you want to skip certain things because you haven't read or seen them yet and don't want to be spoiled. Or even if you want to see all the f***ery that's to come. You ready?
Get another boyfriend, another boyfriend.
Before we get into the controversial, I'll start with 2 shoujo manga honorable mentions that in my opinion got it right to set the tone before I betray you all. Tsunadoke or Sand Chronicles, one of my favorite manga of all time. It's an emotional ride, and you don't really know which way it'll go as it goes, but it goes. And I approve. Enthusiastically endorse, actually. Rest in peace to Hinako Ashihara, gone way too soon. And secondly, Rabukame no Baka. There's one option, he's the option. Alright, that's enough agreeing. Time to board the train to contrarian country.
Come and get a scoop of my ice cream, baby. Yeah,
Are we in agreement that Ishimori should probably choose herself? Okay, glad we had that talk. Now I'll actually have characters as choices, I swear. I just needed to get that off my chest. Faces is good fun, Akira is adorable, and he also stars in Clamp School Detectives as well as cameoing in X, which is kind of fascinating considering Man of Many Faces conclusively ends with him marrying his childhood crush, Utako Okawa. More like Nokawa. She's annoying, spoiled, insufferable. Does Akira have a nagging kink? Is it rooted in the way his 2 mothers have seemingly nagged him to do things since birth? Where is Sigmund Freud? For most of the series, I really wasn't thinking about who Akira could or should end up with. I was mostly just squealing at how cute he is. But the time skip at the end of the story opened my eyes to the possibility of him being with his senpai Ryusuke. Anyone but Utako, honestly. Maybe one of his fellow detectives. Or both. Hananoi-kun Tukoi to Yamai, aka a condition called heterosexuality. Just an absolute waste of everyone's time. I have nothing nice to say. Hananoi is not the 1, 2, 3, 4, or 50. Hotaru is uninteresting, uninspiring, uneventful. I don't even think she wants to be here. Keigo is cute, but so straight. Although I'd bet money that Hibiki is probably him. Usually while consuming shoujo romance, I'm very much focused on our lead girl and who she is going to potentially end up with. Options are presented, factions are made, I choose my choices, or ranked choice votes. For Hananoi-kun, I didn't want Hotaru to be with anyone. I don't even think Hotaru wanted to be with anyone. Even when I was first presented with Yao-kun, the Osana Najimi, I didn't even think for a second to consider him with her. But when he interacted with hostile Hananoi, I realized that I had found the solution to the Hananoi problem. And it's that Hananoi and Yao are publishing in the wrong kind of magazine. Hey, BL has its origins in shoujo. Sometimes you gotta go back to your roots. Honestly, I'm fairly happy with who Serenuma ended up being with by the end of Kiss Him Not Me. That being said, who Serenuma chooses is best for her. Yusuke is best for me. But anyway, in fact, out of the 6 love interests presented in Kiss Him Not Me, I think the only 2 that I was not enthusiastic about ending up with Serenuma, or myself, or thought that they had any chance whatsoever was Nanashino. Funny how that turns out. However, I'd be lying if I didn't express my feelings that in an alternate universe, Nishina would be the best option for Serenuma. They're both Fujoshi, they get each other, they're a match made in yaoi heaven. And it'd be gold to just have the series titled Kiss Him Not Me, by the end have it's her be the one she kisses. The perfect punchline. From Kiss Him Not Me to the anime that feels like it's wannabe sophisticated niece, for better or probably worse, the story about one girl who draws manga with 4 hot guys who follow her around and are infatuated with her. Well, and one's got a brother who's also interested! Anyway, I'm falling in love with you. Anyway, anyone but Kizuki. There are people who viscerally dislike Kizuki for reasons that I just can't relate to. They are very much not my reasons. I don't like Kizuki because he's so damn dumb. and not in an endearing way. And I usually love them dumb, sprung, and full of cop. He follows Mizuho around like a parole officer with these big puppy dog eyes, and has nothing of substance to say to her other than he likes her. That is not a boyfriend, that is a pet, in a non-way, unfortunately. It's too early to tell who Mizuho will end up with. Or is it with all this time jump shit? It's implied her and Kizuki aren't speaking in the future, but it's too early to tell. It's literally only season 1, at least for me, I'm anime only. My personal picks are Shugo and Shin, the former aggressively so. But hell, at this point, I'd be fine with Shoujo Toji Togo. It's funny how those two words come together. Coincidence? Doubt it with the matching sweaters and the haircut. Eye color? I'd have to check. Somebody, anybody, but not anytime soon. We can't have a romantic decision now that'll end the story. We have to have hundreds of chapters of feelings first. I love acting. Natsume's Book of Boyfriends, as I like to call it, has no shortage of for Natsume to put in his mouth, clap those hands, and blow! However, if I'm forced to decide, my heart forever wants Natsume to end up bullied to lovers with Shibata. After popping up in 2 previous seasons in a row, his glaring omission was a huge letdown in the already lukewarm season 7. So let's turn up the heat a bit.
She want me to, ay, check on.
Warming up as we enter the more controversial section with a fairly controversial series, at least by Reiwa Ever standards. Don't worry, I'm not anti-Sakushou. I'm not even that against Toyuki. That against, because Kaito Aisei makes a compelling counter-argument. First of all, I want to say that there are going to be manga spoilers for the most recent chapters of the Japanese release in this, so you have been double warned. Snow White and Her Crimson Locks are, at this stage, my 3rd favorite manga of all time, behind Complex at number 2 and Sket Dance number 1. Hopefully I'll be able to do a video on Sket Dance eventually one day. And it didn't used to be. My favorite red-haired shoujo girl used to be Yona of the Dawn. But that has very much changed, and we'll talk about it much later. Snow White with the red hair is just so... It's just so... You know the shoujo is the one if you're already completely on board with the coupling right from the very first chapter and or episode, depending where you started. I didn't know what I'd think of Zen when I started the story, but him and Shirayuki are very much a delight. And I say that as a Shirayuki 5-some fanatic. Check out my Shipping War series if you want to see how much of a fanatic. Shirayuki and Zen, yes. Shirayuki and Obi, of course. Shirayuki and Kiki, absolutely. Shirayuki and Mitsuhide, surprisingly, I get it. In fact, the only interquintet pairing that I'm not a fan of is Mitsuhide and Kiki. There's so much that I want to say, but I won't. Team Hisabe! But through and through, for the longest time, I've been Team Zen and Shirayuki. Listen, I still love him. He's probably endgame. I will love the journey in getting there. But the chapters released in the past few years have so aggressively pushed me into Team Shiraobi in ways I never thought possible. I was already kind of leaning in a projecting kind of way. Because Akizuki-sama was drawing Obi like real fine these past few years. And I say that as someone who used to be a Mitsuhide main. He's still fine, but I think Obi might have surpassed him a little bit for me. But the scenes with, again, recent manga chapter spoilers, you've been warned. The scenes with Zen's uncle and Obi, and then asking Shirayuki to keep his heart, I think, and the crying and the blushing, I mean, in all honesty, I really am also, of course, always here for the threesome of Zen, Shira, Obi. And in a monogamous world, I'm 100% here for Shira Zen, Hisakike, and the absolute pipe dream, and likely would never happen, but I want to believe Mitsu Obi. But Shira Obi has currently taken over my heart. Could you keep it for me? Fuck! Not Sailor Moon shipping discourse in 2025. Have I ever shared my Sailor Moon opinions? I got the shirt for it. Now, in my experience as a newer Sailor Moon fan, I didn't watch any version of it until around 2016, 2017. This fandom is all over the place. From the 90s dubbed nostalgics who don't really acknowledge anything except for that very specific and singular adaptation of the story and all its creative liberties, to the Harumichi worshippers who, let's be real, paved the way for Homomato, to a doctor I had who saw me wearing a Sailor Moon shirt when I went in for an appointment, and we proceeded to yap about the series for 15 minutes in front of a helpless trainee who could do nothing but listen and watch and who had never seen Sailor Moon in their life. Before we even addressed any of the issues that I was there for in the first place. And it's moments like those that truly remind me that not all anime fans are the same, even within the same interest. And I mean, I already knew that as a bisexual Dragon Ball fan. Tien! Okay, that's enough belaboring the point in the name of the moon. Let's be honest, for Usagi, it's either Mamoru or it's Seiya. I would list Haruka too, but I feel like to dare to separate her from Michiru is to dare to be doxxed. Naoko Takeuchi literally killed off Mamoru to pave the way for Seiya. She knows what's good. It doesn't matter which version, whether it was my first time watching the original 90s anime or my emotional revisit through Crystal. Seiya, not the saint, was supreme. Mamoru will be okay. He has Motoki or he has his movie-only alien boyfriend. Everyone goes home happy. I don't remember much about Fushigi Yuugi, but I do remember that Tamehome was a mistake. I feel like for all the celibacy that Miyako was coerced into, she deserves someone who would rock her world in luxury, like Hotohori. Mostly because I love this clip.
Kiss, kiss, fall in love.
Ouran was fine for what it was, but I would probably never revisit Reboot When. Tamaki doesn't make me tingle, he makes me have to tinkle. In a non-sexual way. Honestly, I'd be fine with pretty much anyone but him. You could even Momiji up Honey Senpai if you wanted.
Keep the fires burning, keep the fires burning.
Start stretching those fingers, it only gets worse from here. Okay, maybe this is the most egregious, but it's not that unpopular, right? Let us be completely honest. Y'all love and project onto Ashlinks. Y'all don't love Eiji Okamura? The data doesn't lie! If you remember my Buchigiri video,
Papá Dios me dijo que en la calle mucha maldad. Están esperando que me quite el chaleco. Dame banda paloma.
Besides that, I revealed that I had actually at the time started the Banana Fish manga. And in a not so shocking confession coming from moi, I came out as a low-key Ashler shipper. Hashtag illegally blonde. It's gang love. Y'all love Windbreaker and Tokyo Revengers and all this mafia manhwa. Why not? Just because the 4th Yaoi commandment says thou shalt not ship two blondes?
Who is more knowledgeable? You or God?
Tension, angst, violence. This is the big three behind every battle shonen ship. Why can't it work here? Because it's shoujo? I am eagerly awaiting for Yona of the Dawn to finish, which is really sad to say, but it has almost completely lost me at this point. We have been in Hueco Mundo far too long. Although I'd be lying if I didn't say it kind of lost me in the beginning as soon as it was implied that Hawk was going to be Yona's love interest. Like, they're fine, but this is shoujo. Shoujo can't just be fine. Leave that shit for shonen. But every time I read Yona and I have any sort of shipping inclinations, pretty much all of them have had me fearing for my digital life if I said them out loud. So maybe I'll keep them in a place where it's safe. But for now, I'll at least leave you with the fact that I do ship Yona and Lily. Red and blue. And that's the only safe ship I have for Yona. Why do people like Itsuomi and his lip fillers? I just do not get it. Really and truly, I'm not super picky about who Yuki could potentially end up with in the end. I mean, we know who it's gonna be. I mean, like, if there was options, I wouldn't be picky. But Yuki has been through a lot. She deserves someone who's going to cherish her. Someone who literally already treats her with the utmost delicacy and care. Someone who speaks her literal sign language. Is that not Oshi? Wah, he's so mean. Is he, or are you just sensitive? Man up! He's not mean, he's just awkward. And and he's doing things for the right reason. Just the way he goes about it is completely wrong. And that's okay! 3 exclamation points. Oshi is a brat, and he is capable of being tamed. As he literally shows within the course of the show itself. Who wouldn't want to parade him around the circus? How can Yuki not choose him? He's her Osananajimi, her childhood friend! Are you saying Osananajimi don't win in shoujo? Okay. I'll give you that one. Although, if I'm being completely honest, I want Oshi to myself. Oshi is my Oshi. I want him to hit me in the back of the head with tissue packets. It's like a risk-free donkey punch. So I guess maybe Yuki can ride off into the sunset with her personality-free passport bro-coated lip fillers for men. Save the best for last. I don't think this one is really that controversial. But it's the one that makes my heart flutter the most. Now, before I swoon, I have to announce, I feel obligated to do this, to all of the internet that I absolutely love the anime icon that is Takumi Usui. The blonde, chaotic nightmare sex god who had a dog collar and chain tightly fastened around the neck of anyone and everyone who had any sort of appetite for anime at the turn of the first decade of the first current millennium. Y2K plus 10. I swear that part of anime fandom history has been scrubbed from the internet because I've seen no one even remotely address the appropriation that is claiming Reagan is the key blonde Tumblr sexy man. What? This is a government-backed conspiracy. Yuunan! If he, she, they wasn't there when Usui was everywhere and everything, they're too young for you, bro! Okay, glad we had that talk. Have I told you about our Lord and Savior Tora Igarashi? Do you hear that? It's the sound of thousands of offended Usui stans rushing to their computers, tablets, and mobile phones to potentially drag me to the pits of hell! Listen, Usui is it. I get it. I ship it. I'm with it. I've hit it. Although, if we're being real, he would probably hit me. But that snaggle-toothed gremlin of boundless wealth, infinite resources, and not a shred of human decency. Now, maybe he was actually the origin of my eventual pipeline to Sangwoo. Tora Igarashi led to Miyama Kirishima, which led to Akutsu Nagisa, which led to Tsukumo Ryo, which led to Sangwoo Woo! To be fair, the Maid Sama anime did my man no favors. He did not look worth it at all. But as with most things, once I transitioned over to the manga and was reintroduced to this menace to society...
Ski.
Hey, what are you waiting for?
Tora is so evil. But Lord, does everything he do make me perspire. My projection aside, his dynamic with Misaki is boundless entertainment. Like the way he'll slightly show weakness every time she has a comeback or she flips his expectations of how she'll react. I've been wondering if a Maid Sama remake is on the table with all the new merch that's been coming out in the past few years, as well as the recent collaboration Cafe. That shit won't survive. Not in the Reiwa era. Not if they give us the accurate adaptation we deserve. Glad I got that hot take off my chest. It's the entire reason I decided to do this video. Well guys, which one of these takes do you stand in solidarity with? And which ones will you be contacting Collective Shout to have me silenced over? Resources in the pinned comment! Even more hot takes, salacious statements, and controversial ships in the director's cut of this video. Just head to the description or click the join button. And while you're there, check out my seasonal anime tier list where I ranked every single anime season that I have watched ever since I started covering anime on this channel. Or watch my ASMR Bible Black vlogs in this same wig. Your body, your choice. Let me know your own controversial shoujo anime ships that I may or may not have mentioned in this video in the comments below. And which of these 4 upcoming shoujo anime this fall are you most excited about? I am probably equally excited about all of them. Probably the one I'm the least excited about is probably the isekai villainous one. I'm not a villainous girly. I'm a shoujo girly, not a villainous girly. Might be a while to my next video, or it might be sooner than you think. I don't know, because every time I've tried to release a video this year, some shit happens. It has been a disaster all year. I mean, hey, this video taught you anything? It's that I live to disappoint. Bye!